What's up everybody, it's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. Happy New Year, and today I want to talk about one of the best things you can do for your drumming career and maybe even your finances in 2020. Cue the music. Alright, if you guys are finding me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, red button down below that says subscribe. That way you are notified anytime I put out a new video in regards to martial arts, marching bands, drum lines, or percussion, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single upload. Now also make sure that notification bell is ringing, that way for sure you will be notified anytime I put out a new video in regards to martial arts and marching bands and drum lines and drum corps and all that good stuff, okay? So subscribe, make sure that notification bell is ringing, and let's get to the video. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you, all right, in 2020 and beyond is that you want to invest, okay? You want to invest money and you want to invest time, okay? So when you want to invest, all right, it means that, like, you know, because for example, what people tend to do is, like, they like to pay money for stuff that, you know, depreciates in value. Okay, so what does it mean by depreciation? It means that, like, you know, when you buy a car, for example, right? It's like you buy a car for $20,000, $30,000, whatever the case may be, right? You drive it around for a couple of years, and then maybe after 7-8 years, you trade it in or you sell it, and it's worth like $5,000, right? So the initial value of the car, which was $20,000, $30,000, a couple years later, isn't worth as much, right? So that's something that depreciates in value. Same thing with, you know, if you buy shoes, if you buy a phone, if you buy, you know, a CD, whatever, right? Like, you know, after a while, the value you paid for is going to be much less later on down the road, the more you use it and things like that. Whereas the opposite of that is something that appreciates in value, right? So what you might hear is, you know, you buy a house for like $500,000, and then maybe in a couple years, depending on, you know, the market, it might be worth $1 million. It might have doubled in value, right? So that's something that appreciates in value. You want stuff like that. You want stuff like assets that appreciate in value, right? So for example, like, you know, if you got into the stock market, all right, imagine that Amazon, you know, you guys know Amazon, right? You were able to buy Amazon stock, you know, maybe back in the early, like late 90s, early 2000s, and back then it was probably worth like $100 a share, right? Now the current, I don't know what the current price of Amazon is, okay, but right now the current price of Amazon is like $2,000. Imagine if you had several shares, okay, at $100 a share, okay, at that low price, okay? So it appreciated basically 20 times the amount, okay? So every $100 you put in back in the 90s, okay, is now worth $2,000. Do the math. Okay, so if you spent $1,000 buying Amazon stock, I mean, I don't know what the math is, but it's going to be worth a lot of money. So that's something that you want. You want stuff that appreciates in value. Okay, people are so quick to spend money on stuff that doesn't bring them any value in the long term. Something that depreciates, that's something that loses value. You want stuff that gives value. Okay, that adds value over time. Now, this is something, you know, when you equate it to drumming, okay, you want to invest your time into drumming, okay? So for example, right, like I always recommend students do 5-minute rolls, 5-minute rolls every single day. And, like, you know, if I have a private student, I might say, hey, do a 5-minute roll. So you do a roll for 5 minutes straight every day from now until the next lesson we have, so maybe 7 days. So it's over 7 days, okay, you're gonna practice a 5-minute roll where you don't stop, you just play a roll for 5 minutes straight, okay? Like, don't stop, don't slow down, try to, you know, keep the quality up for the entire 5 minutes. And what happens is, over 7 days, you've basically spent 35 minutes playing a roll, okay? 35 minutes of investing your time is gonna pay a lot of dividends for you down the road, because, you know, you've played a roll for so long, you're developing the chops, you're learning as you go about how to play diddles and stuff like that, how to keep it even, and you're strengthening your chops, your muscles around those areas in order to play that roll. I mean, that kind of investment, okay, is going to be worth your time. All right, so check it out. I'm gonna do a 5-minute roll. This is the first time I'm putting it on video. I invite you not to watch me do this 5-minute roll, although if you want to, you can. I'm gonna put some captions in it to kind of go through what's going on in my head, you know, why things are happening the way they are, and try to make it entertaining. But for the most part, I invite you to bust out your pad and sticks and drum along with me for the entire 5 minutes. So if you need some help motivating you to do a 5-minute roll every single day, use this video, okay? Play along with me, and that'll get you to do a 5-minute roll. All right, here we go. Okay, now what's not worth your time, right? Like let's say you're watching TV, that's not gonna pay any dividends for you. What if you are, just hanging out in the mall? Same thing, you're not gonna be reaping any rewards from that. Sure, it has its own rewards and that, it can be something that's entertaining, that can be fun, stuff like that, but in terms of your drumming, it's not gonna do anything for you, right? So you want to invest time into your drumming. So even if it's just 5 minutes a day of playing a roll, it's gonna pay off for you. Okay, if you practice 1 hour a day, okay, for a whole month, okay, that's 30 days. Okay, that's 30 hours, okay, in that month that you would practice. That's worth something, right? And it puts you on the road to that mastery level, where they say mastery is like, you spend 10,000 hours on a craft. You'll be a master once you spend $10,000 worth. Well, 30 hours is, not much, but it kind of sets you on that path to that 10,000 hour mark. Okay, so you want to keep investing your time so that you see results, you see returns in your investment, and you'll see that in your drumming, in your proficiency, in your execution, in your dexterity, all that good stuff. Okay, so you want to invest time. Okay, don't do stuff that doesn't produce you any value or doesn't appreciate in value over time. So we just talked about that, what it means when something appreciates versus something that depreciates. You can also think about investing like actual funds into your drumming career. Most people are not willing, or they don't have the funds and stuff like that, right, to like spend money on like a nice practice pad, because like maybe it's like they don't have the funds. It's not worth it to them to spend money on a nice practice pad, not worth it to them to pay a good brand for a drum like that they want, not worth it to like maybe pay for private lessons, stuff like that, right? But it's like, if you think about it, okay, if you spend money on a pair of shoes instead, right, if you pay money for a phone instead, that's not gonna return as much as if you bought a nice new pad, right? That's gonna help you, develop your chops. A nice pair of sticks, like, some people, I don't know, like, it still boggles my mind that some people buy like, really crappy low-end sticks, no-name brands, that's like crooked, doesn't feel that good, versus like just pay the extra money to buy, a nice pair of sticks that's gonna, develop your hands a lot better than a cheap brand, right? Or just, not even paying money for private lessons, stuff like that. Like, I get it, like some people can get good without private lessons, I get that, but it's like some people are like, well, I don't have the money. Well, here's the thing, if you think about it, okay, if you said that, like, okay, this Amazon stock right here that's worth $100, that in a few years it's going to be worth $1,000, okay, if you didn't have the money for $100, I'm sure you'd find a way. If you knew, okay, that down the road the price of Amazon is going to be like $2,000 a share, and it's probably going to go up even higher than that, okay, that's to be real, right? You'd find a way to find the funds if you knew that your investment is going to pay off, right? Now, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to pay off, but sometimes you have to make those sacrifices. Sometimes you have to take those risks if you really want to see results in your drumming, in your finances, okay? So take that from me. That's my advice for you for 2020. Invest time, okay, in your drumming skills so that you can get better. Invest money towards your drumming skills so that you can get better, and invest money to make you more money in general, right? So some people have problem with finances, stuff like that. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you to help you with your finances, is that it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get rich overnight, but if you think about investing, okay, that's something that's going to make you money down the road, and it can even make you rich. All right, so that's my advice for you, okay? So invest in 2020 and beyond, okay? Invest time, invest money, all right? So cool. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below. If you have any questions or comments, leave that in the comments below as well. And also, if you feel like this video can help somebody else out, make sure you share this video with them, share it on all your social media platforms, and make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed yet up to this point, okay? I'll make more videos like this. Hopefully you find it helpful, and I'll keep pumping them out every single week in 2020 and beyond, okay? So once again, Happy New Year, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, staying tuned, is that a word? Staying tuned to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, so cool, peace out. You guys should totally watch more of my videos by clicking over here and subscribing over here. Peace. Catch you guys on the next video.